Hello and welcome back to this edition of Daily Actives brought to you by Bootleg Macro. I'm Dustin. We are going to be looking at NVIDIA. First off, can I just say it's been a while, and secondly, I cannot stand the new redesign of Yahoo Finance. I do try to go back to the old version here. It's kind of nice to be able to go on the very side, I guess, if I want to be able to look at it that way. We're going to go ahead and look at NVIDIA first. So this component that I'm going to show you here, this is actually a build out. What I consider to be the most important parts of my overall model that you'll see. What we're seeing here in NVIDIA is interesting because we've had very light volume. It's actually very bullish. It's kind of resting on that 20-day moving average. It's already kind of getting towards the bottom of the range as well. It's actually more in the middle at the moment. But what I do like is that, well, here's the unfortunate thing that I'll say, is that if I look at this data, the data that I'm getting specifically from my provider is not as good as some of the data that I'm getting from Google Finance, which you can see in the past few days here, it's completely modified and kind of righted itself. The thing I do like to see is that we do see that the moving average is below the price. The price is still holding above the 20-day moving average, which is really good. I'm going to go ahead and look at it in the overall model. What we can see here is that it looks like NVIDIA is essentially, again, right in the middle of its range. If I go ahead and look at the quick review, which for me, the most important thing if I'm looking at the chart is we've seen this kind of movement before. We've seen a high and maybe a sideways movement to a down movement. But if you believe in NVIDIA and the growth story, you have to believe this is probably a great opportunity to buy. If we go ahead and look at the volume, looks good. Look at the volatility. The volatility has been falling, while also the volatility price correlation has been at least falling or slightly negative, which means that the price is just going to go sideways, which is what we've seen. We haven't really seen NVIDIA do much. The thing that's really cool about it, so you can see here we've got 138 is the top and 117.25 is the bottom. The reason why I wanted to make this thing specifically, the stock manager as I call it, the reason why is because I was asking myself what would be the most basic things I could use if I was on the go and I lost my spreadsheet. Essentially, when I look at it, I'm looking at what this range is, and you can see it's 117 to 138. It's exactly the same range, essentially, as what we have on the actual chart itself. See the price, you can see the volume. Things are very similar. If I go ahead and look here, we're going to get down to the volume. The volume isn't as noticeable in terms of how low it's been. Let's go ahead and look. So you can see we've got 208. Oh, so these numbers are slightly off. Oh, it looks like, so this one, I do trust this one slightly more. I bet you that has like after hours volume in it. So the two, yeah, so that matches. The rest of them do. Slightly. They're off by a little bit, but I'm not that concerned about it. But if I look at what we're seeing specifically in NVIDIA, it looks like a great place to buy. I'd be really on board if I was long it. I really haven't been paying attention to NVIDIA in an honest sense recently because it's essentially been going nowhere. If I go ahead and look, you can see even on the 15-day, even on the 1 month, it's essentially break even now. This would be a great opportunity to go long. You can see we've got a little bit of long here. We've got the bullishness. But again, if I'm thinking about what I get in this component, this is exactly why I built it. You still get the same bullishness. So you can see we're getting the bullish flip here because this is where we're going to see it essentially in the longer term, which is even more important in my opinion. The reason I keep bringing this up is because I wanted to build something for myself and to share with people that I thought would be really useful. And what this is essentially is something that I've turned into what is called the evening insights. So every single night I send out an entire list. It's actually like 20 different stocks. So it's going to be this entire list of stocks plus the sectors. It's updated. I create a video while I'm updating it. It's actually available. It's $15 a month. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. Check it out if you're interested. You can go ahead and just check it out. But one of the things that I do find to be really cool about it is that, again, it's the most important parts of this entire model to me. And I think that this model has really actually helped me significantly because what it's done is it's made it so that I don't get overly emotional about anything specific. It's like, is it bullish or is it not? Is it above its 20-day moving average? Is it not? And then where is it in the range? Right now, we're in the middle of the range, which is really an actually great spot because if you watched any of my previous videos, getting in the middle of the range like we did here before you get a breakout, that's actually how you get real consolidation and then real trust, or not, you get real thrust and momentum in the breakout itself. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Talk to you soon.